Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody that's in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay, if things looking okay on the screen, give me a thumbs up. If you guys can't hear me or things are looking bad, then give me a thumbs down. We're going to run through this kind of quick. Shout out to everybody that's in the building early. My man Harlem 2099. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. What's good with it? So what we're going to talk about is this value chain on steroids, all right? A lot of people are talking about Amber Rose. People made her the main attraction. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I mean? I think something that's a little bit more interesting and probably a little bit more of an existential threat is Elon Musk and the $45 million that he claims he's going to pledge to Trump from now until the election. My question for everybody is, do you all think that this is out of the quote unquote inner circle news cycle because people know that this is something that's extremely difficult to compete with? So why even address this issue when we can just roast Amber Rose and Joy Reid and all these other people? Let me know what you guys think, because I think that it's a fundamental issue. Do you know what I'm saying? That one person is able to basically buy a president. And, you know, we know why he's doing this, right? Why do you guys think that he's doing this? Elon Musk is having some problems being able to be competitive with his electronic vehicles. China is blowing them out of the water as far as manufacturing goes. He's trying to buy in. He's paying to play. He's paying to play. Now, people will automatically dismiss this, right? Because there's a culture of defeatism, a culture of defeatist attitude, quote unquote. There's no way that we can compete with this. I think that if each person donated $2 to a political cause of their choice, or each person felt the need to have a competing pact and donated $2 to that pact to build it up over a period of time, $2 from each person is more money than Elon Musk is concentrating in this one particular area. But you have to think about workarounds to do stuff like that. And as we see, the evidence shows thinking about workarounds is not really a popular thought process. Thinking about why something can be done, failing thought process. So we're going to take a look at what Elon Musk is doing and why he's doing it. All right. So let's check this out real quick.
He's not just making an Instagram play. Tonight, what I think is maybe one of the most significant plays is Elon Musk. Elon Musk tonight announced that he will be giving $45 million a month to a newly formed super PAC, and that's just cash. But think about, you have the man who controls formerly Twitter, now X, going out there saying, I'm openly supporting in a massive way Donald Trump.
Now, here goes my question. What's everybody's answer to this? What's anybody's answer to this? $45 million to Trump, $45 million per month to Trump, and he controls a huge social media platform. And Elon Musk, you know, he just happened to come out and publicly say that he's doing this. We don't know what other people are doing behind the scenes as far as the assets that they control and how much money they're donating. So let me ask you guys this question. If you're donating $45 million a month towards a particular political cause that supports a particular political candidate, is there a high likelihood of you being able to get legislation that you want, or a low likelihood of you getting that legislation that you want? Let me know.
It was moments after the assassination attempt. You saw Elon Musk, who controls Twitter, putting up that photo of Donald Trump, you know, on the platform. And one of the reasons it's noteworthy, Elon Musk is very, very close to J.D. Vance, as is Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Just last week, I spoke to a major CEO in the AI.
So you got to ask this question, right? How is Elon Musk close to J.D. Vance? If you guys recall, J.D. Vance and Elon Musk earlier in the year both were not supporting Trump. Neither of them was supporting Trump. Elon Musk held a Twitter space if I'm not mistaken, for Ron DeSantis and for Vivek Ramaswamy to endorse them. He wasn't really feeling Trump. Things have changed. Elon Musk is coming with the money. Now, again, what is people's answer to this? What is people's answer to this? You know what I'm saying?
AI space, who said Elon Musk is laser beam focused on Donald Trump. Why? Because the next president, irrelevant of who it is going to control the fate of AI, which will change every bit of how we live.
Shout out to Torian. What's good with it? The next president will control AI, something that nobody likes hearing about. Don't like hearing about it as much as you want. Nothing that I say matters, right? And people follow people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, even though they don't admit to it. Well, here's $45 million per month worth of investment for people to follow.
So yes, we're talking about an Instagram play. We're talking about Amber Rose. When you have someone like Elon Musk today, make it public, he's giving this kind of money over the next 113 days. That is major. Could you have a shadow type president in Elon Musk getting what he wants from a Donald Trump? That's
a good question, right? And again, and she mentioned the Amber Rose and all that, Van Jones and CNN and a lot of people on YouTube addressing that. I mean, Elon Musk has a major communication center in owning Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Big resource, big asset. Who's competing with that? That in itself is a resource for the most part that's priceless, especially when it comes to spreading messages, repeated talking points, and propaganda like we see going on now. But imagine just that, in addition to buying a large part of the president's success. Where's the answer to this? Where's even the addressing to this? Here's my question. In the United States, how would a Black American even be able to have the amount of money, or a business, one single person, I'm not talking about a collective effort, but one single person even have the money to be able to compete with this? People do not see it as a problem. If social media is a reflection of social awareness and social consciousness, people don't see it as a problem. People would rather theorize about whether the Trump assassination attempt was fact or fiction. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'll tell you what's not fiction. $45 million a month from Elon Musk.
Something we should be thinking about.
Yeah, so if Elon Musk is going to put up, $150 or $200 million is what he's talking about there, that we know of, plus whatever he's already put in. And then you've got Peter Thiel, who spoke at the last Republican National Convention. Peter Thiel, an incredibly radical, incredibly controversial figure in American politics. I mean, to the point where, you know, women shouldn't vote. We should form new countries based on floating shipping containers so that we aren't constrained by the terrible tyranny of an American Constitution. I mean, like, Peter Thiel is as out there as you get. They gave him a speaking spot at the last convention.
Is his boy.
Exactly. And Peter Thiel almost single-handedly created J.D. Vance as a political figure. He is the one who funded him becoming a senator. He tried.
Now, just a side note for J.D. Vance, right? Just a side note for J.D. Vance. Man, look at Byron Donalds, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tim Scott. All the buck dancing that they did. Look at all these Black Republicans, man. They throw Black people under the bus on the daily. And there's not very many Black Republicans that do not absolutely 110% support Trump. All the buck dancing they did. They gave somebody that, in addition to Joy Reid and all them, right? J.D. Vance, right? If we're gonna say the left-wing rhetoric contributed, right? We're gonna say the left-wing rhetoric contributed to the quote-unquote violence against Trump. How can we not say that his own vice president didn't contribute to the violence against Trump? Didn't J.D. Vance call Trump the H word? If JD Vance called Trump the H word, give me a thumbs up. If he didn't, then give me a thumbs down. So look at all the contradictions. They hate DEI, right? They had Amber Rose up there, right? Amber Rose, modern woman, feminist, right? You know what I'm saying? Slut walk, YouTube manual reviewer. Shout out to my man, Moxie approved, right? They had that. JD Vance got the DEI wife, right? He got him a Kamala Harris, right? JD Vance called Trump the H word. All these walking, talking, living contradictions. Let me ask you guys this question. What have Byron Donald and Tim Scott ever did or said negative about Trump? Let me know. And shout out to everybody that just came in. Shout out to Hurricane. Shout out to Caldona. Shout out to Unsunken One. Shout out to John. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to Tedra. Good to see y'all. If y'all haven't smashed that like button yet, take a moment, smash that like button. What I want to know is, how are we going to compete with this $45 million?
To do with Blake Masters in Arizona at the same time.
Per month. Can't forget the per month. Donald Trump, the prepaid president. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Torian. All of them kissed butt. JD did not. Now, shout out to Vivek, right? I would name Vivek. The only problem is that Vivek is the most melanated out of everybody. He just happened to have that 1960s conch. You know what I'm saying? But he's the most melanated. Vivek has to constantly be reminded that, you know what I'm saying, he's the darkest skinned of the DEI bunch. You know what I'm saying? He likes to make those comparisons, you know, as far as to black people and how everybody's the same as black people. So I think that he should constantly be reminded that he's darker than a great deal of us. Maybe that'll make him feel fulfilled. And again, you know what I'm saying? That's no knock on dark-skinned people. Shout out to the dark-skinned people, you know what I'm saying? But you know what Vivek Ramaswamy be doing. So the same way they weaponize their W-ness, weaponize your melanin. Weaponize it. You know what I'm saying?
Time and with JD Vance in Ohio, he could not get there with Blake Masters. It didn't help that Blake Masters said he thought the most underappreciated thinker in American life was the Unabomber. That didn't help. But JD Vance was disciplined enough to not talk about his Unabomber beliefs, if he has them. But Peter Thiel is his guy. Peter Thiel created him in a lab. And
shout out to my man, John Guillory, man. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show John some love. Y'all know what to do. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man John funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Shout out to Dwayne. What's good with it, bro? Oh, we're gonna do another crypto stream because I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, bro, but the meme coin's been doing real good. The meme coin's been popping. You know what I'm saying? So here go again. This is my question, y'all. Shout out to the dark-skinned people. Shout out to Tedra. You know what I'm saying? This is my question. What is the fix for the $45 million a month to Elon Musk? Because here's my question. What is the motive? What is Elon Musk trying to do with paying for play? See, this is what I'm talking about the value chain. This is exactly what I'm talking about the value chain. And this is one of the reasons why, as allergic as people are to solutions, people might want to start thinking about some.
And so to have Peter Thiel own the vice president and to have Elon Musk own the president at a time when Donald Trump has personal financial liabilities in the hundreds of millions of dollars that are not going to go away because he is president. Mm-hmm. We are looking at a situation.
It's giving Harlan Crow. It's giving Harlan Crow.
But I mean, more than that, think about the amount of government contracts Elon Musk has through Starlink, not just with the U.S. government, governments around the world.
Sure. Look, I mean, value chain, man, a global Value chain. I don't know if you guys have watched any of the BLR geopolitical series, right? But you guys need to check that out if this is something that you're interested in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Torian. Torian says, you want to know what else I also noticed? Elon can donate publicly $45 million a month without anyone pocket watching him. But people came down on R.F. Smith for paying off the student loans for the Morehouse grads in 2019. Bro, facts. Facts. Shout out to AW1. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Facts. Facts. Now, here's my question for you guys. When Elon Musk does something like this, what do they say about Elon Musk? What do they say about Elon Musk? Oh, he's an American hero like G.I. Joe. You know what else nobody's calling what Elon Musk is doing? A grift. When is the last time anybody heard Elon Musk be called a grifter?
He is so tangled, and now he could be in a position where he is sitting behind the scenes and getting exactly what he wants from a sitting president.
And this is why I'm saying Harlan Crow. I mean, if you think about the way that these billionaires are purchasing Supreme Court justices, purchasing policies that they want. Purchasing. Joy Reid, your eyes look like you've been asleep for the last 3 years. This is what we've been talking about. The value chain. The value chain. Now, I don't know if anybody is a part of the Discord. I know it's a bunch of people in here. If you're part of the Discord gang, throw the Discord gang emojis in the chat. But we talked about the pipelines, the politics, the TV pipeline, the TV to politics pipeline. While people are sitting here talking about MSDNC, look at Fox RNC. Both organizations have former press secretaries as news anchors. How long has that been happening? Shout out to Caldona. Facts. Y'all don't worry. The weaponize your melanin shirt's coming soon. Facts. Facts. Pay attention to these pipelines. And what I'm talking about is that when it comes to these value chains, we need to start making value chains that are parallel to these pipelines so that we could chip away from the market share. Market share, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, dollar for dollar on a 1-to-1 ratio is power. Is power. You know what I'm saying? This is what people got to be looking at. People are going to sit here and look at this. Elon Musk is always going to be able to get a hellacious amount of handouts. Why? Because look what he's doing. Look at the amount of money that Elon Musk and all of his government-funded, government-built businesses generate for the United States. He's able to make demands. Oh, we don't have a Discord icon on this one? Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Now, what I want to know is how come nobody's shout out to Torian, how come nobody's pocket watching Elon Musk? How come nobody called him a grifter? Matter of fact, here's an even better question. Why is nobody even talking about this? To me, this is huge. This is huge. Will the United States government tell Elon Musk no about anything if he pays this money and the president that he pays his money to gets elected? What if Elon Musk needs resources from a hostile territory? You think paying that kind of money will get him the military backing that he needs? I would say probably. So my question is, while people are spending their time talking about all these unrelated issues, what are people doing to look at the pay for play model and working on figuring out how to be able to be competitive with the pay for play model? Yeah, shout out to Torian. Torian says, this is huge to those of us who are nowhere near that tax bracket. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Out of everybody in the comment section, who is anywhere near within plus or minus 10% of Elon Musk's tax bracket? Let me know. purchasing the American government. And, you know, Elon Musk as a person, to go back to the Anne Barreau, he is somebody who was sued by his own employees because they created such a racist environment inside of Tesla that people couldn't even stand to work there. There were parts of the factory that were called the slave quarters under him. He's somebody who said to Don Lemon when Don Lemon briefly had this show that was on Next, that's now not on it anymore, that the way to get rid of racism is to stop talking about it. And if you just would shut up about it, it would go away. I mean, his own views. He has opened Twitter up to Nazis and some of the most extreme views, to the point where a lot of sort of, you know, reasonable people have gotten off of it because it's so toxic and ugly. And of course, he would love to own a president. Of course, Peter Thiel would love to own the vice president. What we're seeing is the
Y'all say if some of the memes go to the moon. Well, look, a lot of the memes have already gone to the moon. A lot of the memes have already gone to the moon. Now they're making their second round. You know what I'm saying? They're making their second round. You know what I'm saying? We've done those calculations. I don't know if Patrick is in here, but imagine Bitcoin. If people had purchased a lot of Bitcoin, you know, back in like, what, 2010? You know? Yeah, I got to agree. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, I think Elon is doing this because if he attaches himself to Trump like this, he can make these government interferences go away. Yeah, probably. Or either he has a higher likelihood, right? Either he'll have a higher likelihood. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. What's good with it, Brooklyn Queen? Yeah, I agree. Torian says if Trump secures the presidency, he can run his businesses more smoothly than before. And he'll probably have easier access to workarounds, right? If we believe in quid pro quo, like everyone talks about, right?
Purchasing of the American experiment, the purchasing of the American government, multiple branches of it, and it's happening right in front of our eyes.
Unless the voters choose otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then I don't know if anybody streams to Twitter. Shout out to PD that remains. What's good with it, bro? But Elon Musk is now charging the Twitter premium fee to be able to stream to Twitter. So I don't know if he's doing that in response to this, to try to raise more money for this cause that he's doing or not, but it's an extra avenue of generating revenue for him. And again, nobody's criticizing his income model, which has not been positive yet for Twitter, which is very interesting. Do you guys notice that when it comes to YouTube, there's a lot of non-CPA accountants? There's a lot of non-certified fraud examiners. There's a lot of non-certified financial engineers that tend to do all kinds of accounting, but I don't know, maybe the money that Elon Musk puts in and out is just too much for their calculators to be able to compute. But for some reason, people like Elon Musk never get pocket watched. Like Torian said, my question is, why is that? We need to zero in exactly on that. If you ask me, the reason why people like Elon Musk do not get pocket watched is because a lot of people either covertly or overtly believe that people like Elon Musk are just simply supposed to have all of the money. That's what they believe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zero. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Torian. Torian says, I think Elon is fiscally conservative and politically liberal. Probably similar to Trump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shout out to MoFax. That's what they were saying earlier. Elon Musk and Peter Thiel created PayPal together, another money vehicle. JD Vance is Thiel's flunky. Follow the money. We in the Discord, we were talking about Blackstone versus BlackRock, right? It's not something that you hear about on the news. Shout out to the people that did the research on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's still to be seen.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russell.
All right, so real quick shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit that bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. So again, my question still is what are people attempting to do to be competitive with the $45 million that Elon Musk is donating to a super PAC? Now, if anybody on our side was to even mention a super PAC like that or try to organize it, everyone would come from the clouds and automatically call it a grift. But what I'm trying to figure out again is why is what Elon Musk has, we've seen Elon Musk shift from multiple political candidates in real time. In real time. No one's called him a grifter. No one calls him a grifter. Oh, you know, Torian, you know, the people. The people. You know?
To Bill Malugin with what's on the agenda for the day 2 of the RNC. He's in that building right behind us. Hey, Bill.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Well, former President Trump has said he wants to be more unified as a result of this attempt on his life on Saturday, and that begins with a speaker.
Now, let me ask you guys this. When Trump says he wants to be more unified, you know, in a wake of the events that just recently happened, what does he mean? He basically means that he wants everybody to unify around him and vote for him, which I get it. I would do the same thing. You know, the Somberitos, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Shout out to SD Johnson. SD Johnson says 3-letter agencies coming to see us if we have 45 million, and we got to buck them down, right? We got to be able to block that. We got to be able to fight it, which means that we got to come up with multifaceted strategies and workarounds to be able to start digging in and dealing with this. Because here goes my question, right? If you're in a competition, deadlocked in a competition, and you know that you're in a competition, if you're watching a team play and they just throw up their hands and say, we can't win, is anybody going to be satisfied with that result? If people are satisfied with that result, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, then give me a thumbs down.
Who'll be joining the stage tonight. Take a look. You guys were just bringing this up. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley will be speaking here at the RNC tonight. We all remember it was a brutal primary with Trump. They were heavily criticizing each other. He repeatedly called her bird brain. He was upset she stayed in the race as long as she did. We were in the room with her the day she dropped out of the race in Charleston back in March. It was tense in there. She didn't endorse him at the time. She urged him to earn the support of her voters. Well, she has since told her delegates to vote for Trump, and she will be here tonight to sign some of those bridges.
So now, again, this is somebody who was voting. This is somebody who was running. Nikki Haley was running for president. And now basically she's flipped on herself and is now telling her constituents to vote for Trump. Let me ask you guys a question. When is the last time you guys heard anyone call Nimrata Randhawa, a.k.a. Nikki Haley, even the name is a grifter? When is the last time you've heard anybody call Nikki Haley, a.k.a. Nimrata Randhawa, a scammer? My question is, what is the root of the double standards? See, do you guys notice how people are not able to answer those questions? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Terrence Jackson. Terrence Jackson said she's the 2024 version of Ted Cruz. Facts.
May finally be mending. As for former President Trump, take a look at this. It was remarkable. He showed up here at the RNC last night, his very first public appearance since he was shot on Saturday. He received a huge wave of applause, cheers, with some of the crowd chanting, "Fight, fight, fight," a nod to what Trump said himself after he had been shot. And then take a look at this. Wall Street Journal reporting that Elon Musk is planning to donate a staggering $45 million per month to a new Trump-aligned super PAC. Musk.
Now, again, here goes my question. Why are so few people talking about that? $45 million. That seems pretty significant, at the very least, to even be talked about. Not important. Why the silence on it? Yeah, I got to agree. Shout out to John. John said that is why we have to come up with value chain and structure outside of their reach, which is possible, and truly have people learn how their organizations work. Facts. And create organizations that are superior and superiorly insulated and protected, right? Let me ask you guys a question. Who knows with 100% certainty if we had a value chain that was able to provide $45 million to a political candidate of our choice, or to build a political candidate of our choice if we would be able to get more things done politically. Is there anybody that knows with 110% certainty the depth that we would be able to reach? That's my question. Who's done a study?
Endorsed Trump on Saturday after the assassination attempt. Trump was also recently endorsed by billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman. And then take a live look at the Pfizer Forum here. Tonight's theme for the RNC is Make America Safe once again, a heavy emphasis on crime and a topic we have covered relentlessly here at Fox News, the southern border.
A heavy emphasis on crime and a heavy emphasis on the southern border. You know what's interesting? They're not worried about the safety of children in school and the safety of their kids from these perverted, aggressive female teachers that fit a particular demographic. Or they're not worried as far as, you know, these families, they're not worried about family annihilators. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Shout out to Michael R. DJ almost says, forget value chain. Musk is doing that vertical integration. Facts. How many people know what vertical integration is? If you guys know what vertical integration is, let me know in the chat.
Earlier this morning, a mom who lost her son to a fentanyl overdose spoke out on Fox. Take a listen.
Donald Trump wants our community and our world and our national, whole country safe. And safety is why we're all here and why there's thousands and thousands of people, specifically with our story with fentanyl, people coming across the border and just killing.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Did they do any of this? Were they concerned about the effect on kids or the effect on families when there was a crack epidemic? Of course not, because the crack epidemic was put in place in order to continue to hold up this, the structure that they have. Right. So again, like when people ask these questions, right? We know the answer to these questions. We got to start getting answers to the questions that we don't know. We got to start getting questions to the answers that we don't know. Repeated answers of questions that we do know has done what? What has it done? That's the same as if you pass the first grade and you just keep on taking first grade for the next 12 years. Are you ever going to get to the second grade? You ever going to get to the third grade? You ever going to graduate elementary school? You ever going to get to middle school? You ever going to get to high school? You ever going to get to college? You ever going to get to post-grad? You ever going to get a specialty certificate in your career? You know what I'm saying? Of course, right. Shout out to AW1. Exactly. Now, here goes my question. Why would they tell us to just say no? A shout out to Torian, a different set of rules. Because they're the society that's supposed to survive. And in order to survive, they have to thrive off of us. Could you imagine if you gave the cattle the same privileges and goals as the farmers? Next thing you know, you would have the cows running around selling human prime rib. That's the situation. That's the situation. Now, here's my question. Why is it that people do not want to come to grips with that reality? See, I don't know what's a bigger problem. I don't know if the barriers in place are a problem that's larger than the mental barrier of reality acceptance. So I'm asking you guys, which one? Which one is the bigger issue? The barriers that are put in place or the mental barriers that people keep up? Shout out to Solo T. I agree 100% because it will require responsibility and people don't want to be responsible. Facts. If you guys agree with Solo T, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Millions of Americans.
And Fox News polling has consistently shown that crime and the border/immigration are two of the most important topics for voters during this election cycle. So this night at the RNC tonight is going to be very big for Donald Trump and the RNC. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Bill. You know what they're going to say, too? They're going to say crime across the major cities is down. And because Joe Biden's actually running on that. The problem is, I don't care what the stats say. Nobody feels that way. Yeah. And if you see what's going on in New York City, they say the numbers are down.
So again, now it doesn't matter what the stats say. Stats matter, right? Stats matter when we're talking about crime demographics, right? But now it doesn't matter. What people feel matters. This is the quote unquote logical, non-emotional network.
Major cities is down.
Let's listen to that one more time.
Thanks, Bill. You know what they're going to say, too? They're going to say crime across the major cities is down. And because Joe Biden's actually running on that. The problem is, I don't care what the stats say. Nobody feels that way.
Okay, well, I don't care what the stats say. Black people aren't the most violent people in the United States. Now, he's allowed to do that, and it's perfectly fine. Right? I do it, and then what happens? See? I don't care what the stats feel like, what the stats say. We care about feelings from the people who are emotion-based.
RNC tonight is going to be very big for Donald Trump and the RNC. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Bill. You know what they're going to say, too? They're going to say crime across the major cities is down. And because Joe Biden's actually running on that. The problem is, I don't care what the stats say. Nobody feels that way. Yeah. And if
I don't care what the stats say. Nobody feels that way. Shout out to Mofac. Mofac says, I thought the WS said facts over feelings. Pretty sure we can find some clips of Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and a bunch of these guys saying that. Just like the Democrats, right? Like Amber Rose, right? Right? Like Amber Rose. Right? Pro-abortion, modern woman. Right? Does anything matter? Does anything matter? I think that the only things that matter are where black people are spending their money and where black men's dicks are. I think that those are the only two things that might matter. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
You see what's going on in New York City. They say the numbers are down when it comes to murders, but when it comes to assaults and other type of robberies and carjackings, are through the roof. Well, Washington, D.C., does anyone think it's safer? Chicago? Do you think it's safer?
You don't get the right. It's not safe.
Right. And nobody says anything about that. Literally nobody says anything about that. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton says even the W man doesn't trust the W man numbers. It clearly just said it on Fox. These are not my words. So again, where's the answer to these things? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Torian. Torian said they showed their hand having Amber on the stage. Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
You don't get the chance to stand in the way that you measure crime as well as prosecute crime and then try to take a victory lap. Real quickly on Bill Malusian's report, he talked about Bill Ackman and Elon Musk doing the $40 million per month. That money is to go to the ballot harvesting project where essentially Republicans have said, don't early vote and don't mail in your vote. Well, now they're saying we want an entire initiative of attorneys as well as door knockers to sign people for the Republicans. If the Democrats are going to make it legal, then we're going to use it against
Republicans need to have the same plan as the Democrats. The Democrats were very good at this 4 years ago, and Republicans have to take it up a notch and be competitive.
Because historically...
So I want you guys to pay attention to what she said, because she said that what the Democrats did 4 years ago, the Republicans are doing now, being competitive, taking it up a notch. This is what I'm saying about the 45 million that Elon Musk is doing. Let me ask you guys this question. If we were concentrating $45 million towards a candidate, regardless of which party they were a part of, do you all think that we would be able to get a politician on our side? I don't know if there's empirical evidence to say whether we will or we wouldn't definitively, but I think that that's something that's worth a try, so it could be marked off on a checklist. This is something that we tried, it didn't work, because everything is trial and error. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So what she's saying is that the Republicans see an error, right? Or they saw a deficiency in what they were trying to do last election cycle, which could have possibly led to their poor performance in losing the presidency, and they're trying to make an adjustment. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So again, this is why I continue to ask the question, where are our adjustments? Where are our adjustments? Oh, we got the TCU. We got the TCU popping off. Shout out to Skull Thumper. What's good with it, bro?
Democrats have always owned the get out the vote machine. And that's the one thing Joe Biden in the back of his head is thinking, well, you know, Trump doesn't have that. But now with Elon Musk committing $45 million a month, along with the Winklevoss twins, they're part of it. They're going to be.
Oh, wow. I didn't know the Winklevoss twins were a part of that. That's news to me. I didn't know they were a part of it. How many people know who the Winklevoss twins are and how much money they have? Speaking of Bitcoin, you know, a scam and all. If you guys are familiar with the Winklevoss twins and how much money they're worth, give us the info in the chat. I did not know that the Winklevoss twins were a part of this thing with Elon Musk. That's a crazy value chain. That's a crazy value chain. Shout out to MoFax. MoFax says, to be honest, Rob, I think they would just change the rules to put us at a disadvantage. We need to think how to improve outside their system. Right. And one thing about that would be rule workarounds, right? Working around the rules. Right. Shout out to Kid Gravity with that. I wrap around. We need to make one I work around. Yeah. Shout out to Carlton. They're up there with the Rothschilds family. Somebody do me a favor. Look up the net worth of the Winklevoss twins and put it into the chat, so people can see how these giant value chains are forming. Now, let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to quote unquote our side of the fence, what value chains do you all see coming together, even being not even being competitive, because we know it would be difficult on a dollar basis to be competitive with this, but just even being competitive at all? Look at that. Shout out to SD Johnson. Appreciate you, bro. $6 billion. $6 billion.
Registering voters. They're going to convince people to vote early and request mail-in ballots in swing states. And so that could actually, you know, in Wilmington, at the Biden HQ, they're probably going, wait a minute, that was like going to be our ace in the hole. Right. Now they're catching up. Right. Because they're already hiring hundreds of people in these swing states to do exactly that.
Critical. They also got Joe Lonsdale. He created Plantier. He personally donated $1 million to the group. This other one leader of the America PAC told a friend that the group expected to have a major donor who would make donation in 4 batches. The Super PAC also has 3 people close to the organization. Is led by Joe Lonsdale and a politically ambitious venture capitalist in Austin who serves as a confidant. So they're coming out in droves. This other guy's name is
billionaires coming out in droves. Billionaires coming out in droves. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about with those workarounds. That's what I'm talking about with those workarounds. Shout out to Torian. Torian says Robert F. Smith is worth more than them. He is worth $9.2 billion by himself. A black man. Yeah, facts. Now, check this out. Here goes my question. Has anyone attempted to mobilize him to fund a candidate or either fund a super PAC generation that would be completely dedicated to politically selling, advertising, attaching our political issues to particular candidates that people support? See, this is what I'm saying. Do you guys see how organized this is? Do you see how organized this is? You can always tell the direction of these flows. Yeah, and I was going to say, the Winklevoss twins have a lot of Bitcoin, and I don't know if all that's accounted for. Shout out to Tedra. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Tedra for grabbing that information. According to Forbes, Cameron Winklevoss net worth was $2.7 billion, and Tyler Winklevoss net worth was $2.7 billion as of May 30, 2024. The combined net worth in 2024 stood at $5.4 billion. Shout out to Carlton Way. Folks are more concerned about Robert's wife. Facts. Facts. Anybody concerned about who Elon Musk is dating or doing? People concerned about JD Vance's wife too, but it ain't Umar Johnson and them.
Is Dave Rexroad. He's a top political operative who recently has served as a key ally to Governor Youngkin. He's going to go help out Trump. So there was a problem. No one ever thought that Trump would outrace Joe Biden. Now, no one is donating to the Biden campaign.
No.
Democrats are trying to ice him out. And other like people, David Axelrod.
Hey, shout out to Carlton for hitting the button on himself. Shout out to Carlton for hitting the button on himself.
Group is trying to say, don't give him a dime, give him the real polls, show him how bad he's losing, get him to quit. He goes, I don't quit. So the money they're in a Texas standoff, and they're going to stare each other down. Meanwhile, the money's pouring into the guy that just almost got killed.
Yeah,
and he's standing up.
Donald Trump yesterday. Then the case was dismissed in Florida. The classified documents
we didn't
case
even talk about
dismissed,
that.
and Donald Trump said, "I am having a great week. I am blessed to be alive."
The man that almost just got killed. Instead, I'm having a great week.
Well, and January 6th could be next. And let's go revisit that conviction with immunity now in the New York case.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I mean,
so again, my question is, what's the answer for the 45 million? And there's going to be more than 45 million. Would you guys agree? There's going to be more than 45 million with the addition of the Winklevoss twins. So that's definitely going to increase that number. And then they said all of these other millionaires that we're not aware of. So my question for you guys is, why do you think so many people are silent about this?
Like fashion, Trump donations are about to enter a new stratosphere. Elon Musk making some major donations coming up to a new Trump super PAC. That's according to a Wall Street Journal report. The Journal's Dana Mattioli broke this story. She's the Everything War author and joins us now. Great scoop, Dana. What are we learning here?
Yeah, we're learning that there's been a secret PAC in the works for a few months now that is going to be backed by lots of Silicon Valley CEOs and investors, including Elon Musk.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Who makes up the demographic of all of these people? Who makes up the demographic of all of these people that are creating the super PAC? New money. Young, industrious guys that just got it out of the mud, right?
And what's staggering about this news is that Elon has told the PAC that he will be planning to donate $45 million a month toward Trump reelection efforts.
That is astounding money. In response to this story, Elon posted on X, fake GNUS. I think that's news. What a response to that.
Yeah, it's funny. He did post that, but he also denied a story we had just in May saying that he and Donald Trump were getting closer, which looks like it's true. And then he, in the replies, someone had written to him saying, it's crazy, the arc of Elon Musk. In 2008, he voted for President Obama, and now he's giving $180 million for this PAC. And he said, yeah. So he sort of confirmed the story.
He's an interesting guy. On the surface, Elon and Trump would not be financially aligned. Trump's been very vocal about being anti-EV. He has a massive financial stake in Trump media. Truth Social is all but obsolete in the face of X, formerly Twitter. So could Elon have something else in mind here?
You know, it's really interesting, Bedfellows, to your point. Trump has not spoken kindly about electric vehicles, which is the one public company that Elon Musk runs. He's got 6 companies, but that's the public one.
Now, what's going on with Elon Musk's EV company? Yeah. Yeah. Facts. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, when we say systemic, this is what we mean. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, you know, he'd been pretty critical of Trump in the past. So there's been this like broader arc in Elon Musk's political leanings toward the right. And I think that's what's underpinning this. He's spoken out against DEI and being woke. And I think he's ideologically become more aligned with Republicans. And
there you go. Now just sit back and let that marinate. Sit back and let that marinate. Is anybody shocked about why a lot of Elon Musk's businesses have been going through the legal issues that they've been going through? Yeah, facts. And this is what I'm talking about, Torian. Facts. This is true lockout, blockout. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Which is why they need to form their own little circle if that's something that, you know, they're interested in being competitive with. But what I see is that there is a lack of interest in that competition. And the reason why there's a lack of interest in that competition is because those individuals who you think would be in competition do not believe that there's a competition, because if we just don't talk about these things, then maybe they'll go away. Right? Shout out to Torian. Torian says, and here's the thing. It may be some black people that have more than them, but they would never have them around their little circle. Those people should not even have any interest in being around that circle. Those people should be interested in creating their own value circle. But it's not encouraged. It's not encouraged and reinforced as part of the dominant black culture. Nobody talks about this. Nobody even wants to hear about this kind of stuff. And then people wonder why there's disparities. We already know about the WS and systemic disparities, right? But then there's also an apathy issue that people don't address. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nisi for being a member for 10 months. Make sure y'all show Miss Nisi some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Miss Nisi standing on business for 10 months.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If they do that, then they deserve the W. Right? We got to start putting up a brick wall so that can't happen. We definitely have got to put up a brick wall so that can't happen. Look, I'm gonna tell you how many people, if you've ever been in a fight and you've been in a fight with somebody bigger than you, how many of y'all be like, well, eventually the laws of physics just gonna take place and this person just gonna end up beating me up anyway? I don't. I'm gonna be like, let me see if I can throw some dirt in their eyes. Maybe I could, you know what I'm saying, pop a kneecap out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, speaking metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
We've seen that, you know, more recently with him endorsing Trump publicly for the first time, and also this pact that's been formed.
It's been an astounding political shift, even in this atmosphere. What it seemingly would be a massive conflict because EVs are heavily subsidized, or at least will need to be. SpaceX relies.
He's going to get all the money. We talked about what he's going to get from SpaceX. We already talked about that. We already talked about that on the plebiscite babble episode. Right? We talked about what he's going to get for SpaceX on the plebiscite babble episode. You guys know that big government contract, right? So then, in addition to that, on BLR Geopolitics, we talked about Elon Musk having the competition issues with China, how Elon Musk's electronic vehicles cannot be competitive with China. So what he's basically doing is he's buying policy. He's buying policy. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that there's a reason why we're locked out of wealth in order to be able to stop us from being able to make these type of moves by like buying policy?
Is heavily on government contracts. Could that be a problem?
You know what's interesting? Elon actually addressed some of this last night on Twitter. He said, take away this.
Shout out to Toria. Toria said, I found out why you don't get the views you deserve. Look at the inside of your hand. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with Toria, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, that's yeah, facts. Super facts.
subsidies, it will only help Tesla. Also, remove subsidies from all industries. I think Tesla share owners
take away all the subsidies. It will only help Tesla. Also, remove subsidies from all industries. Of course, because then that means that Elon Musk will be able to basically have a monopoly and either outprice everybody or lowball everybody, because nobody would be able to compete with him. He wants competition here in America done like how China is doing him. That's what this means.
Stockholders might not wholeheartedly agree with that, but he seems not to be too fussed about the idea of the subsidies going by the wayside.
Now, X has struggled with advertisers. It's been heavily criticized for allowing extreme, sometimes even hate speech. What could be the impact of Elon now being a huge donator to the Trump campaign?
It's interesting. We've reported before at the Wall Street Journal that Trump and Elon have gotten closer over the last few months, and there's even been talks about having some of the.
Now, let me ask you guys this question: Trump and Elon Musk have gotten closer, quote unquote, over the past 2 months. How would one of you all look at the black people that are closest to Trump? Look at this. Look at Tim Scott, right? And look at Byron Donald. Look at the black men that are close to Trump. They got nothing except for skipped over for J.D. Vance. Right? Right? Think about that. How does one like Elon Musk get, quote unquote, close to Trump? Think about that. How would you even get close? Think about it. No one is even trying to tackle these problems of competition and disparity. That's one issue. That's one of the biggest issues, failure to start.
Republican candidates do Twitter lives on Elon's platform. So it seems like they've been trying to work out ways to make a symbiotic relationship rather than, it just being about Truth Social, which is Donald Trump's platform.
Which is, I think, has just over 100,000 active users at last check. So also in this story, other heavy hitters will donate. Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale, crypto billionaires Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. How will this?
Where the black people at? Where the black people at? People make content. People make content about all these people that everybody knows their names and are not making any moves. And these, man, listen, man, I just look.
Shift the entire money game between these two campaigns.
It's really fascinating on that front. When you think of Silicon Valley, historically, this has been a very liberal bastion. It's been a big donor base for the Democrats. And what we've seen this election cycle is that
this is the amphibious nature of American politics. Pay very close attention to what she just said. Pay very close attention to what she just said.
It's really fascinating on that front. When you think of Silicon Valley, historically, this has been a very liberal bastion. It's been a big donor base for the Democrats. And what we've seen this election cycle is that the libertarians in the group, which they obviously exist, there's a lot of libertarians in the Valley, have shifted more to the right.
There you go. There you go. You think a lot of these guys want to be able to, grease the hand that's going to be signing who they could pay as cheap computer programmers and scientists? What is the strategy on something like this 10, 15, 20 years out. I want you guys to watch people dig their own graves by apathy. Watch them removing the soil from the plot with the shovel, digging their own grave. You know what I'm saying?
And they have called out diversity and equity practices as something that they feel like, has gone too far.
There you go. Black jobs. There you go. Black jobs, man. There you go. There you go. Where the answers at? Where the thoughts at? This is the problem when you're dependent on app life. People dependent on app life. People think that the normal circumstance is you're supposed to go to one of these companies and put in an application and be fed and feed your family. The purpose of those businesses is for those people to feed their families. These are factors of production. So not only do you have the undocumented bros coming in, right? You got AI on the horizon. You got these people shutting down the quote unquote borders of their jobs. Shout out to Hurricane. See, Hurricane, you know where I'm at now. You know where I'm at. Man, it's so frustrating. Just let me. I feel you. Non-issue, right?
They've called out other things like stances on Israel and the war, and have decided to move more ardently to the right. And I think we're going to start seeing this. There's other PACs being formed where tech founders are contributing to the re-election campaigns of Donald Trump. We've seen some of the Sequoia venture capital executives come out in favor of Trump more publicly. So it feels like, a few years ago, there were definitely some backers of Donald Trump in Silicon Valley. But
who is even representing our interests at all, like on a PAC level? On a think tank level, who's representing anything that we think is an important issue at all? Yeah, you see where I'm at now, Hurricane. Shout out to Hurricane. Hurricane said, outside of us here, will the majority ever get it? At this point, I'm saying no. Yeah, I gotta agree, bro. That's literally what the evidence shows. So then you got to start asking other questions. And then when you start asking other questions, you'll get more frustrated. You know what I'm saying? You'll get more frustrated.
They're almost like closeted. They didn't want to speak about it too publicly for fear of being looked down upon. Now it feels like the people exist in those circles are more emboldened to come out publicly in support of him.
Yeah, billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman also endorsing Trump over the weekend. So things really have shifted. As for,
I don't even know who this Bill Ackman person is, but clearly he's a billionaire hedge fund manager, which means that he's got access to a lot of resources also. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point. You know what I mean? Check this out. Shout out to Patrick. What's good with it, bro? Look at this. Elon Musk's got plans. One of the reasons why he's investing into Trump is because of this right here. See that? Elon Musk is bringing the world's largest supercomputer to Memphis. Billionaire announces largest single private sector investment in Memphis's history. Elon Musk is coming to Memphis and bringing the AI revolution with him. Musk, who is CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and runs several other companies, is opening a major facility in Memphis that will be the heart of his X.AI Corp. The Greater Memphis Chamber, which hosted the announcement Wednesday, said it represents the largest single private sector investment in Memphis's history. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Who out of us is making moves like that? Shout out to Hurricane IQ. Appreciate it. Quick info, Rob. Bill Ackman is a hedge fund manager, also a San Burrito, and he leads the charge on doxing Harvard students for Middle East conflict. There you go. Follow the money. Now imagine that DEI. How many DEIs you think they're gonna have working there? The facility will house what Musk calls a gigafactory of compute, the report says, aimed to be ready by fall of 2025. As the billionaire entrepreneur told the chamber, my vision is to build the world's largest and most powerful supercomputer, and I'm willing to put it in Memphis. XAI was founded in March of 2023 and is headquartered in the San Francisco Bay Area. While there are several companies exploring the world of artificial intelligence, Musk is bringing his own vision to what it can and should be, which is, in the broadest sense, to understand the true nature of the universe. How long have I been talking about trying to figure out a theory of everything? I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. Don't listen to me. Wait for Elon Musk to do it. Wait for Elon Musk to do it. To understand the true nature of the universe, so what? We can be what? A type 6 civilization? You think you're going to be able to weld any of that type 6 civilization power if it's ever able to be reached? Shout out to Abby. What's good with it, Abby? Shout out to Jay. What's good with you, bro? Ted Townsend, president and CEO of the chamber, said the organization was contacted about 3 months ago of the company's interest in locating in Memphis. Prior to that, Phoenix Investment Group of Milwaukee acquired a 200-acre property plus a 600-acre parcel. Okay? So, I don't think we need to go through this entire thing, but we already know if Elon Musk is making this charge towards artificial intelligence, right, then that's one of the reasons why he's for sure, at the very least, trying to buy some good graces of who would be the next president. My question for everyone, right, is what are we doing that is even competitive with that? Who's even bringing awareness to this? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you guys something. Do not ignore data. Do not ignore data. Understand that people are satisfied with the status quo. The majority of things that people talk about are not status quo shaking topics. But these people claim that they want to shake the status quo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Make sure y'all show John some love. Shout out to Miss Nisi for funding the organization for 10 months. I appreciate you guys. Don't move a muscle. It'll take you into the next stream. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city, that's on money, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Action for a feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this like, hey, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really him. Hold up.